Welcome to this podcast of Beyond Fear. And I'm so happy that you are again here. And today, our guest speaker is Abhijeet Kulkarni. I have known Abhijeet for a very long time, and I've seen him coming from a shy person to what he's today. He's working with experienced professionals and taking them to their next stop, to helping them to get their dream job. And he's an extremely different person for what I have seen him in last uh, many long time. So welcome Abhijit, welcome to this podcast for Beyond Fear, and thank you very much for your time, for taking out your valuable time. So I have just few questions about
Thank you very
you.
much, Riju. Thank you. It's my
Yeah,
pleasure.
thank you. And would you please tell us more about yourself and how do you help your clients in the journey to success?
Right. Okay. So I basically work with experienced corporate professionals and I help them find their next job. I help them, change their mindset from fear to courage, from, struggling to find their next job to successfully finding the one which they have been, looking for a long time.
Wow, that's really good, Abhijit. That's really, I mean, very focused and very diligent approach to help people. Thank you for that. Thank you for this wonderful work. I would really like to understand, my please, has this thing been always your passion and dream to help people, or has anything pushed you to start doing that? Like, have you seen people struggling like in any of their career or something? How has this actually become your passion and dream?
Sure. So helping people was always, I think, always in my nature. Uh, Throughout my career of more than 2 decades, I helped people informally, and I realized that I used to like helping people so much,
Yeah.
but I never knew that there was a professional avenue like that until I got into coaching, and so it was always there. Uh, yeah.
Yeah. Often, yes, often we don't realize what we can do, what value we can add to people. So you must have seen like how fear and anxiety they impact people in achieving whatever they want and their relationships, and also this must be also impacting their thinking and action. So what is the most common fear you have seen in the clients you talk to, when people come to you, and throughout your, throughout their journey that you take them through?
Um, I mean, there are plenty.
Yeah.
I think, and I can see the most common one is about speaking up.
Mm,
Speaking up in difficult situations, speaking
mm,
up in meetings, in
mm,
presentations, in interviews, and basically, lacking that confidence to speak up and
mm.
to take their chances, to take their risks. I think that resonated with me so much because I was the one like that, and all throughout my life, throughout my career, I struggled to speak words in meetings. Even in meetings where the meetings used to be comfortable, the meeting with even my subordinates, I used to feel fearful. And so I think speaking up is the most common element that I've found, and that basically stems from the fear of failure, the fear of where people feel that they're not good enough,
Yeah.
they're
Yes.
not capable enough to say something, or they'll be ridiculed. Those
Mm.
kind of things. That's the most common one I would feel.
Obviously, and in corporate specifically, when you see people doing this, then it means that they're afraid of making like thinking that they might make mistake, or people may think about them,
Absolutely.
or fear of having facing any adverse action on them.
Absolutely. I think
Yeah.
their perception, people carry this perception about how they'll be perceived in public. right? And so they carry this self-image, and they always want to protect that image. And so they feel that, if they speak up and it is not accepted by others, then that image will be broken, and that perception will be broken, and that will basically land them into an unfamiliar territory, which is not like a welcome thing, or not like a familiar thing for them.
Correct. Yeah, yeah. So, Abhijit, do you recall any interaction with anyone that has helped you to push your fear barrier behind and come to the place where you are right now?
Yes. Plenty of them, but I think the most significant would be my own transformation journey, where I learned about personal development. I learned about how to basically understand yourself better, right? And what kind of beliefs do you carry about yourself? And so that was a transformation journey for some time. And I was lucky to have a coach who actually personally guided me through this journey. And as I underwent that journey, I realized that there were so many different areas of my life which I was not aware of. And once I underwent that journey, there were a lot of things that started unfolding, and helped me realize about myself, and how do I actually start overcoming these limitations, these beliefs, these limiting beliefs, into empowering beliefs, and into the kind of beliefs which will actually serve me rather than pull me down, or not help me, basically.
That was the real changing point. And I think the accountability that you must have shown to your mentor, to your coach, that would have really mattered a lot to take you out of that fear. And because of your past career in corporate, whatever fear you had generated, that seemed to have completely gone away now.
Oh, absolutely. I think accountability in every single thing that we do is so important. And often people, what they do is they misunderstand the definition of accountability. Accountability is not for creating pressure on somebody. It's basically to help you, and to help you keep you on track or on the right path, right? And so I believe that every single person on the planet needs to have somebody as a guide, as a coach, who will basically show the right path, the right track, and keep that person accountable, and do the right things with that person, walk that path with that person, so that that journey is beautiful, that journey is on the right track, and the person actually experiences that transformation journey and makes the life more worthwhile living.
Yes. So, one thing that I would really like to understand is, because you have actually been accountable, because you have taken some actions yourself, you have spent time on grooming yourself up. So, like, how can you help people, and how can you help them get rid of their fear? It's like what we say in Hindi, अपने मरे बिना स्वर्ग नहीं मिलता. So without you experiencing that, without you helping yourself, you can't help other people.
Absolutely, yeah.
Is that correct? Yeah. Okay. So now, Abhijit, one last question. What I would like to ask you is, what has been life for you before fear and beyond fear?
Interesting question. I think it's like comparing potatoes with apples, right? There's no comparison. Those are not even the same, like in the category of fruits. So I think before overcoming, so I won't call it as overcoming, because we are all human beings, and so fear will always be there. You will always have situations where fear will all the time pop up. And once you understand, once you realize how to manage it, how to overcome it every single time, that's when you start managing it more beautifully. So before, the situation was where I used to hide away in a corner. Uh, I used to, like I said, I never spoke up. Um, I never took my chances because I was always afraid of something, right? Afraid of uh, what will happen, what will be the result. Will I fail? What will people say?
Yeah.
Will it really pull me down? What will happen to my life if that happens? And so I was never able to live my life fully to my fullest potential. I was not proud of myself. And that has completely changed now, right?
You probably did not know what you had inside, and you were actually covering everything with your anxiety and fear.
Yes. And now what has happened is the people perception is gone.
Mm.
You don't care anymore what people will think about you. And you're true to yourself. You're honest to yourself. You're congruent to yourself. And when you
Mm.
become congruent to yourself, you realize that whatever action you're taking, you are 100% responsible towards it. And so whether it is fear, failure or success, it is always a stepping, the next step in your life. Once you realize that and you put the right focus and the right strategy behind it, then life becomes very beautiful, and you start experiencing things which you never thought you could. And so this is a lifelong journey which I'm really happy that I realized in time, and I've started with it. So I think better days are here to come, for sure.
I,
They're already there, but
yeah.
I'm pretty sure that with this kind of courage in place, and the ability and the learnings that I've had till now, and which I am thankfully, humbly been able to impart with my clients as well. I think it's beautiful. There's no comparison with before and after. Absolutely no.
Okay. Thanks, really thanks, Abhijit, for sharing all these wonderful insights and your experience. For all the viewers, all our audience, the key message that I've taken from you is that you are 100% responsible for your life in fear and beyond fear. And
Absolutely.
yeah, and I hope this will help everyone who is today watching this podcast. Thank you, Abhijit. Thanks again for your time. Really appreciate that.
My pleasure. My pleasure. Thank you, Richu.